Blindspot Season 3 finale in memory. So this was definitely not the ending that I was expecting for this season. Unfortunately, because I love Roman as a character, honestly. So it does kind of suck that he's gone, but it's like, his story is officially wrapped up. They did it in a great way where it's like officially he's gone, and then that leads into, Remy technically coming back. So I thought that was definitely cool. And of course, like the first thing is like, I need to talk to these three people where, they're gone. So I thought that was kind of funny, but it's just not what I was expecting. I was like, okay, so Roman's gone, Remy's back, and then we find out that Zapata's been one of the villains the whole time, and it was just like, I don't even know what that even means. I don't even know where to go with that one. And then also, of course, Zapata actually knew Blake, so it wasn't like that's a recent thing, or it could have been within this season and the last season because it was a year. But it was just like, I do not understand. Like, I assume that they have, she had to have been one of the bad guys the entire time, because I'm assuming that that's who Roman was talking to when he called some random person on the phone. I figured it has to be Zapata. That's who it was. So that was just nuts. It was just not at all what I was expecting. And Crawford is killed off. Roman is killed off. Blake actually shoots Roman, which I guess in that episode where he thought she would stab him, I guess he wasn't exactly far off. So she ends up shooting him, and it was just like, okay, well, crazy way to end things out. And we find out that the issues he was having, where he was going through kind of the headaches, and then having like the weird lapses and like hallucinations and stuff like that, that is also affecting Jane, which leads to they did like some really quick foreshadowing, but Rich was like, it leads to memory lapses, and then relapses as well. So sent her back to being Remy, and being like, okay, well, it's this year and this date, I'm way off, so I'm missing a little bit of time here. And she doesn't exactly know what's going on. So she's still going ahead with the plan, and it's like, oh, well, Kurt might actually die, and then you can tear the team apart from the inside. And she's smiling at the end, because it's like, oh, okay, well, Kurt's already wounded, he might end up dying. They have no idea what's going on, and they're like, I'm married to him, so everything has worked perfectly. I just don't know how well it's gone. So she's going to be one of the bad guys. Zapata is one of the villains. Blake is going to remain as the main character, and she'll officially be one of the villains. So I don't know where we're headed, but I definitely love this episode for just that crazy twist at the end. I was just like, wow, I did not see that one coming. For just everything that happened, it was just like, okay, the Remy thing, it could be like, all right, that the effect of the memory loss and all that stuff happening. It's like, okay, you can kind of see that coming if you really think about it, and the lapses and everything. But Zapata just legitimately being a villain, I didn't see that one coming. I know some people did, but I like the way it was handled, like her getting fired and stuff like that. And it was interesting, because I just assumed maybe she was tricked or something like that, and it's just like, what the heck is going on here? So it was just interesting. It was very interesting. And obviously, with her being caught and being on camera, she did that on purpose. I mean, she knew the camera was there, so it was this weird way of, I guess, gaining even more trust from the team, because it was like, oh, she's already kind of rebuilt her friendship with Patterson, whose dad was Bill Nye the Science Guy. Because I've binge watched like the last like 4 episodes all today to get to the finale, which is a hilarious episode. And Kurt being like, it's Bill Nye the Science Guy, because that was hilarious. I was like, oh, Bill Nye, that's cool. And then it was like, he plays himself, and I was like, well, I did not see that one coming. But yeah, with this finale, it's just a lot of crazy stuff. And then Jane gets knocked out, and so her, she's kind of gone. It's Remy now. And then Kurt is knocked out. He may or may not die. I assume he won't. Zapata's one of the villains, and nobody knows that. So it's just crazy, and I just don't know exactly where we're headed. But they may or may not have a cure, because with her being Remy at this point, she's still gonna be passing out. I would assume she's still gonna be passing out, and they're gonna have to like explain what's happening to her again, and they're gonna think, oh, she's just losing her memory as to why she's passing out, and they won't realize that she's basically a different person again. So I love the way it was handled. Definitely excited for the next season. I don't know exactly what in the world they're gonna end up doing, but it's like a race to get all the other clues so that they can stop all these other crimes. But while they're doing that, they'll get more of the medical information that Roman was kind of building up to save himself. They'll use that to save Jane, and I guess technically, in a sense at least, bring Jane back. So not 100% sure where we're headed. I'm curious how that's going to end up playing out with her daughter and how that might affect, Remy as a character, because that was something that never seemed to really show up, but that might be something that she remembers, and we'll see how Remy's reaction is different than Jane. So I'm definitely curious how that's going to end up playing out. But all in all, definitely a great finale. Definitely not what I was expecting, but really cool. So I can't wait to see where we're headed. Just like some crazy twists. But of course, I would love to know what you guys thought about this finale. So please comment below. Let me know your favorite parts about it, your least favorite parts about it. Predictions, just thoughts on Roman dying. I would love to know how you guys feel about that, because he's been kind of that villain. He was either the sub villain or main villain. So now he's officially gone. Crawford gets wiped out, so now we have Blake as the new Crawford, taking over, doing whatever she's gonna end up doing, which I assume is working with Zapata, who is obviously a villain now, full on. So we'll see, what happens there. But I would love to know your predictions and how you guys are feeling about, just the crazy twists, thrown in at the end of this episode. So please put your comments down in the comment section below, and of course, thanks for watching.